In this demo, I will show you what Helm create does. I'm in my Helm directory, but you can be in any directory that you want. And I'm just going to enter Helm create my chart. Creating my chart is created directory my chart, and it created the files and directories that I showed you in the slide. It also has directory charts, which is empty, where you can place other charts in that are dependencies of this chart. I will show you that in the next demo when I show you a real chart. So chart.yaml is exactly the same as I showed you on the slide, but values.yaml is already a little bit more filled out. Here, these are the default values for my chart. This is a YAML formatted file, and you can just declare the variables to be passed into your templates. So for example, the replica count, how many pods do you want to run? This is then passed to the deployment YAML file, the image, which has tag stable, the pull policy, the service, the type of the service, and the port of the service. You can also use ingress, and then you have just some resources, node selector and tolerations, and affinity defined that you could use but are still empty. Let's have a look at how those templates are built. I'm going to cd in templates, and here I have deployment.yaml, for example. And this is the deployment YAML for Nginx in this example. API version apps v1 beta 2. It's a deployment, and then the metadata is going to use a template my chart full name. So the full name of the chart. Whenever it refers to template, then it comes from _helpers.tpl. Here is the my chart full name defined, and we referred to my chart full name using the keyword template here. Here it is defined. We can override this full name using our values.yaml, if we would like to override the name of this deployment. Otherwise, it's going to have a unique name that Helm is going to pick. So there's a little bit of code here to make sure that we have a fully qualified app name. So it also says that we truncate at 63 characters because Kubernetes name fields are limited to this because of the DNS naming. Otherwise, the service discovery might not work. If the release name contains a chart name, it will be used as a full name. So that's what this piece of code does. You will just see that it will have a unique name. This is very default. Don't worry too much about this. We are just using some variables from a template. You will see those filled out once they are deployed. We have done the labels, the app and the chart, the release, and we also have heritage, which is the service. Here's then something interesting, is the values replica count. So if we split again our screen and we open values, then here we have the replica count. So this is .values replica count that we use. These are the values that come from this file. Release name and release service are just names that you can use. Whenever you use .values, it refers to the values YAML file. A little bit further, here we have the container, values image repository, values image tag, to make sure that we use the image repository and the image tag. The image pull policy, here we can change the port if necessary, just like a normal deployment. And then here we have the node selector, affinity, and tolerations that again refers to the values, but they are empty, so they will also be empty when we deploy them. What else? Ingress.yaml. If values ingress is enabled, by default it is disabled. So ingress enabled false. So this will not be executed then. So you can use an if to make sure that parts of it will not be executed. We are not going to use ingress, so I'll just leave it like that. Service.yaml. We need a service. Here again, we also use the my chart full name. Port is again coming from the service, and the type as well. So you can specify your type in the service, whether you want just a cluster IP or a load balancer or node port. When we deploy it, then it will also show the nodes.txt. So the nodes.txt is also a template, and this can help us to show to the end user how to then contact the deployed app. We are going to use a cluster IP. So else if contains cluster IP, value service type, so we will see this. How to contact the pod. It says export pod name, so we have the pod name, and then we're going to port forward the pod name. How to deploy something like this. Helm install and then the name of the directory, or just dot if you are in the current directory. So let me install this example. Helm install my chart. It's deployed. The unique name assigned by Helm is ringed Wolverine. So this is just a unique name that it assigns. So if we do kubectl get pods, we see ringed Wolverine my chart. So this is the full name is this unique part, ringed Wolverine, and then the name of the chart, which is my chart. It has status deployed. It has the resource service, deployment, and pod. The service is a cluster IP. So the node here is saying that if we want to contact it, we can export a pod name, which is then going to give us a pod name in a variable. And then we can use port forwarding to port forward from 8080 locally to our pod. I'll just do a Control Z, run this in the background, do a curl, and then you see welcome to Nginx. I'll close this port forwarding, FG, and then Control C. So now it's closed. So now the curl is not going to work anymore because the port forwarding is stopped. If I do Helm list, it will show me what is deployed. If I want to remove it again, Helm delete, and then the name of the release, ringed Wolverine. And now the release is deleted. If I would deploy again, or I would deploy a second time, it would just get another unique name. This is a perfect template to get started to create your own Helm charts. In the next demo, I will show you a more complex example of a Helm chart that I created myself.